Hey everyone, and welcome to Great North Gardener. Today, we're talking about 8 amazing herbs you can easily grow in your kitchen all year round. Fresh herbs whenever you want. Whether you're a pro cook or just starting, get ready to make your food taste even better. Let's get started. Alright, let's start with basil. This aromatic herb is a staple in many kitchens around the world, especially in Italian cuisine. Its vibrant green leaves and distinctive aroma make it a favorite among chefs and home cooks alike. This herb is super easy to grow. Whether you have a spacious garden or just a small pot on your windowsill, basil can thrive with minimal effort. All it needs is some sunlight, water, and a bit of love. Even if you're not good with plants, basil will probably still do great. It's quite forgiving and resilient, making it perfect for beginners. Just ensure it gets enough light and doesn't sit in waterlogged soil. It's the best ingredient for adding a burst of fresh flavor to anything. From salads to soups and even drinks, basil can elevate the taste of your dishes. Its fresh, peppery flavor with a hint of sweetness is unmatched. And when it comes to Italian food, basil is a must-have. Think of classic dishes like margherita pizza, pesto pasta, and bruschetta. They all owe their deliciousness to this incredible herb. Imagine fresh basil leaves in your pasta sauce or a caprese salad. Boom. Flavor explosion. The combination of basil with tomatoes and mozzarella is simply divine. Once you grow your own basil, you'll never buy it from the store again. The satisfaction of picking fresh leaves right when you need them is unparalleled. Plus, homegrown basil is often more flavorful and aromatic than store-bought varieties. Next, we've got mint. If you like fresh and exciting flavors, mint is your new best friend. Imagine picking mint leaves for a homemade mojito on a hot day. Mint isn't just for drinks, it's awesome in desserts too. Try adding fresh mint to fruit salads. It's amazing with watermelon, strawberries, and pineapple. Trust me, you'll love it. Now let's talk about parsley. This humble herb is often overlooked, but it has so much to offer beyond just being a garnish. It's often just used as a garnish, but parsley is full of vitamins and good stuff. Did you know that parsley is actually a powerhouse of nutrients? It's loaded with vitamins A, C, and K, and it's also a great source of iron and folate. Its bright, fresh flavor is perfect for balancing rich dishes or adding freshness to soups. Whether you're making a hearty stew or a light salad, parsley can elevate the flavors and add a burst of color to your dishes. Parsley is packed with vitamins K and C, and it's good for you too. Vitamin K is essential for bone health and blood clotting, while vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that helps boost your immune system. It makes your food taste great and is healthy. Plus, parsley has been known to have anti-inflammatory properties and can help with digestion. So next time you see parsley on your plate, remember it's not just for decoration. Parsley is super easy to grow inside, just give it some sun and water. You can have a fresh supply of this versatile herb right in your kitchen. It's perfect for those who love to cook and want to add a touch of freshness to their meals. Let's move on to chives, the cool cousin of the onion. Chives have a milder onion taste, perfect for lots of dishes. Imagine sprinkling fresh chives on creamy mashed potatoes, instant fancy food. A sprinkle of chives adds color and a little onion flavor to salads. Try adding chopped chives to your next omelette. Trust me, you'll love it. Chives are easy to grow and great to have in your kitchen. Okay everyone, let's talk about thyme. This tough herb grows in almost any condition, and it's okay if you forget to water it sometimes. Thyme has a warm, earthy taste. Think hearty stews, roasted veggies, or a perfectly cooked steak. Thyme is amazing with lemon. Try it with roast chicken. Earthy thyme and bright lemon is a match made in heaven. You won't regret adding thyme to your herb garden. Get ready for a flavor trip to the Mediterranean with oregano. This bold herb adds a punch of flavor to anything. Imagine adding dried oregano to homemade pizza sauce. It's like being in Italy. Oregano is great in Greek salads and yogurt dips. Its strong flavor is perfect for tomatoes, cucumbers, and feta cheese. Oregano is a must-have. Next, we've got rosemary, the herb with that amazing woody smell. Just walking by a rosemary plant smells incredible. Rosemary brings a unique, earthy flavor to savory dishes like roast chicken. It also adds a surprising twist to sweet treats like rosemary shortbread cookies. There's so much you can do with rosemary. Last but not least, we've got cilantro, known for its unique citrusy flavor. This herb is often a topic of debate. Some people absolutely love it, while others can't stand it. But for those who enjoy it, cilantro can elevate a dish to new heights. Its bright, fresh taste adds a burst of flavor that can transform even the simplest of meals into something extraordinary. Cilantro can be a bit different, but if you like it, it makes food taste so much better. It's not just a garnish, it's an essential ingredient in many cuisines around the world. From Mexican salsas to Indian chutneys, cilantro brings a unique zest that is hard to replicate with any other herb. Imagine hot tacos with a sprinkle of fresh cilantro. Amazing! The herb's citrusy notes perfectly complement the rich, savory flavors of the meat and the tanginess of the salsa. It's a match made in culinary heaven. Cilantro is great in Mexican and Southeast Asian food. In Mexican cuisine, it's a staple in dishes like guacamole, pico de gallo, and ceviche. In Southeast Asian cuisine, it's often used in salads, soups, and curries, adding a fresh, vibrant touch to the dishes. Think Vietnamese pho with its fragrant broth and fresh cilantro. The herb's bright flavor cuts through the richness of the broth, adding a refreshing contrast that makes each spoonful a delight. Or a spicy Thai green curry with creamy coconut milk and cilantro on top. The cilantro adds a fresh herbal note that balances the heat of the curry and the richness of the coconut milk, creating a harmonious blend of flavors. Cilantro is a flavor explosion you don't want to miss. Whether you're a fan or a skeptic, give it a try in different dishes and see how it can transform your culinary experience. From garnishing your favorite meals to being a star ingredient, cilantro is truly versatile and worth exploring. So there you have it, 8 incredible herbs you can easily grow in your kitchen all year. Fresh herbs add so much flavor to your cooking. Let me know your favorite herbs in the comments below. Happy gardening, everyone! Hi everyone, and welcome to the Great North Gardener. Whether you're a gardening expert or a complete beginner, this channel is for you. Today we're exploring the amazing world of flowers. We're talking about bright, beautiful flowers that will make your neighbors jealous. This is your guide to creating a flower garden full of color. We'll cover everything from finding the right spot to choosing flowers that bloom every year. Get ready to turn your garden into a flower paradise. Let's get started. Okay, first things first. Let's find the perfect place for your flowers. The location you choose will greatly impact how well your flowers grow and thrive. It's not just about picking a spot that looks nice. It's about understanding the needs of your plants and matching them with the right environment. Just like us, flowers need sunshine. Sunlight is essential for photosynthesis, the process by which plants make their food. Without enough sunlight, your flowers might not bloom as beautifully or grow as robustly. Think about how much sun your chosen spot gets during the day. Observe the sun's path and note the areas that receive the most light. This will help you decide which flowers to plant where. Some flowers, like sunflowers, need 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight. These sun-loving plants will thrive in the brightest parts of your garden. Others, like hostas, prefer the shade. These plants do well in areas that get less direct sunlight, such as under trees or along the north side of buildings. Next, let's talk about soil. The quality of your soil is crucial for healthy plant growth. Good soil provides the necessary nutrients and support for your flowers. Soil is like the foundation of a house. Just as a strong foundation supports a sturdy building, good soil supports healthy plants. It needs to be good quality and well-drained. Well-drained soil prevents water from pooling around the roots, which can cause root rot and other issues. No flower likes soggy roots. Excess water can suffocate the roots and lead to poor plant health. You can test your soil to see what it's like. Soil testing kits are available at most garden centers and can help you determine the pH and nutrient levels of your soil. If it's too clay-like or sandy, don't worry. Different soil types have different characteristics, and there are ways to improve them. You can add some compost to make it better. Compost improves soil structure, adds nutrients, and helps retain moisture. Choosing the right location is really important. The right spot can make all the difference in how well your flowers grow. It's all about using your garden's natural conditions to help your flowers grow. By understanding and working with your garden's unique environment, you can create a thriving, beautiful space. A little planning makes a big difference in gardening. Taking the time to plan your garden layout and choose the right plants for the right spots will pay off in the long run with a vibrant and healthy garden. Right, let's talk flowers, specifically perennials. These are the backbone of any beautiful garden. These amazing plants come back year after year, saving you time and effort. Imagine a garden that gets better with age. That's the magic of perennials. They're easy to care for. With minimal maintenance, you can enjoy a lush, vibrant garden. One of my favorites is the peony. This flower is a true showstopper in any garden. They're so fluffy and beautiful. Their large, ruffled blooms are simply breathtaking. They come in lots of colors, from pink to red, and they smell wonderful. The fragrance of peonies can fill your garden with a delightful scent. Another great choice is the daylily. These flowers are incredibly resilient. These are tough plants and don't need much care. They thrive in a variety of conditions. They come in lots of colors and bloom all summer long. From early summer to late fall, daylilies keep your garden lively. And don't forget about lavender. This plant is a garden staple. It looks and smells amazing and bees love it. Lavender is perfect for attracting pollinators to your garden. These are just a few of my favorites, but there are many other perennials out there. Explore and find the perfect ones for your garden. Now, let's talk about watering. Watering your plants might seem straightforward, but there's a lot more to it than just pouring water on them. It sounds simple, but there's a right way to do it. The technique you use can make a big difference in the health and growth of your plants. How often should you water? This is a common question with a not-so-simple answer. It depends on your weather and soil. Different plants have different needs, and the climate plays a huge role. Check the soil a few inches down. If the soil feels dry at this depth, it's a sign that your plants need water. If it's dry, it's time to water. But remember, the goal is to water deeply. It's better to water deeply and less often than to water a little bit every day. Deep watering encourages roots to grow deeper into the soil. This helps the roots grow deep and strong, making the plants more resilient to drought and other stresses. The best time to water is early morning or late evening. This reduces evaporation and allows the water to soak in properly. Watering during the hot part of the day isn't very effective. The water evaporates too quickly, and the plants don't get the moisture they need. Okay, let's talk about plant food or fertilizer. Just like we need vitamins, plants need fertilizer. There are many different types of fertilizer. A good balanced fertilizer is usually a good choice. Look for one with equal parts nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. These are important nutrients for plants. How often you fertilize depends on the fertilizer and your plants. Usually fertilizing every 4 to 6 weeks during the growing season is enough. Too much fertilizer can be bad, so follow the instructions on the label. Chapter 5. The Art of Pruning. Pruning is like giving your plants a haircut. It keeps them looking tidy and helps them grow more flowers. The best time to prune depends on the plant. Some plants like to be pruned after they bloom, while others are best pruned in late winter or early spring. Deadheading is another important part of pruning. This means removing dead flowers. This helps the plant grow more new flowers. Chapter 6. Pest Patrol. Every garden has pests that want to eat our plants, but there are ways to keep them away. Keeping your garden clean can help. Remove any fallen leaves or debris where pests can hide, and choose plants that are resistant to pests in your area. If you do have pests, don't worry. There are natural and chemical pest control methods. You can try insecticidal soap or neem oil, or for serious infestations, you can use a chemical pesticide. Always follow the instructions carefully. Chapter 7. Seasonal self-care for your garden. Gardens need different care throughout the year. In spring, give your plants fertilizer and water to help them grow. You can also plant summer blooming bulbs and seeds. In summer, water regularly, especially when it's hot, and deadhead your flowers. In autumn, prepare your garden for winter. Cut back dead leaves and add mulch to protect the roots. Winter is a time for rest. Relax and dream of next year's flowers. Outro. Happy gardening. So those are my tips for growing a beautiful flower garden. Gardening takes time, so don't be afraid to experiment and have fun. What are your favorite flowers? Share your tips in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to The Great North Gardener for more gardening tips. Happy gardening! Hello and welcome to the Great North Gardener. Here you can find help in starting and creating a garden for your home. Now, have you ever walked into a garden and felt instantly relaxed, like all your worries just floated away? Well, I'm here to tell you, a secret weapon for creating that vibe is adding a water feature. In this video, we're going to dive deep, pun intended, into 7 reasons why your garden needs a water feature. We're not just talking about a plain old bird bath here, people. We're talking waterfalls, fountains, ponds, the whole shebang. And don't worry, we'll also be getting our hands dirty and looking at some awesome plants that thrive in water features, turning your garden into a proper little oasis. You know I love a good DIY project, so get ready to transform your garden. Let's talk about the impact a water feature has on your garden's aesthetic. Imagine lush greenery, colorful flowers, and a cute gnome, but something's missing. It's like an empty wall needing art. A water feature is that missing piece. It adds another layer of visual interest. Picture a cascading waterfall surrounded by ferns, or a sleek, modern fountain. Even a small pond with water lilies can transform your space. Water features come in all shapes and sizes, matching any garden style. Whether it's cottage cute, zen tranquil, or modern minimalist. You can even build your own. Imagine the bragging rights. Adding a water feature is like a garden makeover worthy of a magazine cover. Okay, so we've covered the aesthetics, but let's talk about bringing your garden to life. Literally, a water feature is like a magnet for wildlife, especially our feathered friends. Birds need water for drinking and bathing, and a garden with a readily available water source is like an open invitation to come and hang out. Imagine waking up to the sound of birdsong every morning, watching robins splashing in your pond, or blue tits taking a quick dip in your fountain. It's like having your own personal nature documentary right outside your window. And it's not just birds. Butterflies, bees, and other beneficial insects are also drawn to water sources, making your garden a haven for pollinators. Creating a wildlife-friendly garden is not just good for the environment, it's also good for your soul. There's something incredibly calming and life-affirming about being surrounded by nature's little creatures. Let's be real, life can be a bit hectic sometimes, right? We're all running around like headless chickens, trying to juggle a million things at once. That's why having a space to unwind and de-stress is so important. And your garden can be that sanctuary. Now close your eyes for a second and imagine the gentle trickle of a water fountain, the soft splash of a waterfall, or the quiet ripples in a pond. Can you feel the tension melting away? That's the power of water sounds. Studies have actually shown that listening to the sounds of nature, like running water, can lower blood pressure, reduce stress hormones, and promote feelings of relaxation. It's like free therapy, people. So next time you're feeling overwhelmed, grab a cuppa, head out to your garden, and let the soothing sounds of your water feature melt your worries away. Chapter 4. Let's talk practicality. Adding a water feature isn't just about aesthetics, it can increase your property's value. A well-designed water feature can be a major selling point. Who wouldn't be charmed by a beautiful pond or stylish fountain? It adds luxury and tranquility, appealing to buyers. The value increase depends on the size, type, and condition. Even a small water feature can attract buyers. Enjoy it now, profit later. Chapter 5. Breathe easy with fresher, cleaner air. Did you know that your garden can actually improve the air quality around your home? It's true. Plants are natural air purifiers, absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. And guess what? Adding a water feature can boost those air purifying powers. Here's how it works. As water flows and circulates in your water feature, it creates negative ions. These negative ions attach themselves to dust particles, pollen, and other allergens in the air, making them heavier and causing them to fall to the ground. This means you'll be breathing in cleaner, fresher air, which is especially beneficial if you suffer from allergies or respiratory problems. Plus, the increased humidity from the water feature can help to soothe dry skin and eyes, especially during the drier months. So, by adding a water feature to your garden, you're not just creating a beautiful and relaxing space, you're also investing in your health and well-being. Chapter 6. Creating a focal point, the star of your garden show. Every good garden needs a focal point, something that draws the eye and creates a sense of balance and harmony. And let's be honest, a water feature is like the Beyoncé of garden focal points. It commands attention and steals the show. Whether it's a grand waterfall cascading down a rocky outcrop, a bubbling fountain surrounded by colorful flowers, or a serene pond reflecting the sky, a water feature naturally draws the eye and becomes the central point of interest in your garden. You can enhance this effect by strategically placing seating areas, pathways, or lighting around your water feature, creating a natural flow and inviting people to gather and enjoy the view. Think of your water feature as the stage and the rest of your garden as the supporting cast. Chapter 7. Happy plants, happy garden, and a happy you. Finally, let's talk about how a water feature can actually benefit your plants. Now, I know what you're thinking. Joe, isn't having a water feature going to make my garden too wet? But hear me out. A well-designed water feature can actually help to create a more balanced and thriving ecosystem for your plants. For starters, it provides a constant source of water for thirsty plants, especially during those hot summer months. Secondly, the humidity created by the water feature can benefit plants that prefer a more humid environment, like ferns, hostas, and certain types of flowers. And let's not forget about aquatic plants. A pond or water garden gives you the opportunity to grow a whole new range of beautiful and fascinating plants, like water lilies, lotuses, and papyrus. Now go forth and create your water wonderland. So there you have it, my friends. 7 reasons why your garden needs a water feature. From boosting your curb appeal to attracting wildlife and improving your health, a water feature is an investment that pays off in so many ways. So, what are you waiting for? It's time to grab your wellies, get out into the garden, and start planning your dream water feature. Trust me, your mind, body, and your garden will thank you for it. Don't forget to share your water feature creations in the comments below. I can't wait to see what you come up with. And while you're at it, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to The Great North Gardener for more awesome gardening tips and tricks. Hello and welcome to The Great North Gardener. Here you can find help in starting and creating a garden for your home. Now, I know what you're thinking, gardening. That sounds like hard work. But trust me, it's not as scary as it seems, especially when you've got me, or, well, Albert, guiding you through it. In this video, we're going to be talking about something that might seem a bit impossible: growing vegetables in shady areas. You heard right. You don't need a garden bathed in sunlight to grow your own delicious food. We're going to break it down step by step and show you just how easy it can be. We'll cover everything from choosing the right vegetables, because not all veggies are sun worshippers, to understanding their watering needs. So if you're ready to turn that shady spot in your garden into a veggie haven, then let's get started. First up, we've got a superhero of the shade-loving world, spinach. This leafy green is like the Peter Parker of the vegetable patch. Unassuming, but packs a real punch. Spinach thrives in partial shade, which means it doesn't need hours and hours of direct sunlight to flourish. Now, when it comes to watering, think of spinach as that mate who's always a bit thirsty. You've got to keep that soil moist, yeah? Consistent watering is key here. A good soak every couple of days should do the trick, but always check the soil with your finger to make sure it's not drying out, especially during hotter spells. Overwatering can lead to root rot, and we definitely don't want that. So, water regularly but don't go overboard. And that's it. With a little love and attention, you'll have a bumper crop of fresh homegrown spinach in no time. Next up, we've got the cool dude of the salad bowl, lettuce. This leafy green is all about keeping it cool, especially during the warmer months. Partial shade is where it's at for lettuce, as too much direct sunlight can actually make the leaves bitter. And speaking of bitter, let's talk about watering. Lettuce likes to stay hydrated, and if it gets too dry, those leaves will let you know. Regular watering is essential to keep your lettuce happy and prevent it from bolting, which is when it flowers and turns bitter. Aim to water your lettuce deeply every few days, making sure the water reaches the roots. You can also use mulch around your lettuce plants to help retain moisture and keep those roots cool. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you for it. Now, let's talk about kale, the king of greens. This nutritional powerhouse is as tough as they come and can handle a bit of shade without breaking a sweat. In fact, kale grown in partial shade tends to be more tender and less bitter than its sun-drenched counterparts. When it comes to watering, kale likes a good drink, but doesn't want to be drowning in it. Moderate watering is the name of the game here. Aim to keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. A good rule of thumb is to water your kale deeply once a week, or more often if the weather is particularly hot or dry. And here's a little tip: watering your kale in the morning gives it a chance to dry out a bit during the day, which helps prevent fungal diseases. Chapter 4. Vibrant Veggies, Swiss Chard. Next, we've got Swiss chard, the rainbow of the vegetable patch. With its vibrant stems and lush green leaves, Swiss chard not only adds a pop of color to your garden, but also a whole lot of flavor to your plate. And the best part? It can handle some shade. Just like its leafy cousin, spinach, Swiss chard prefers consistently moist soil. So, regular watering is key to keeping those leaves looking their best. Aim to water deeply every few days, making sure the water reaches the roots. If you notice the leaves wilting slightly, that's a sign that your Swiss chard is thirsty and needs a good drink. But don't worry, it's a forgiving plant and will bounce back quickly with a bit of hydration. Now for those of you who like a bit of a kick, we've got arugula, the peppery powerhouse. This fast-growing green is perfect for impatient gardeners, as it can go from seed to salad in just a few weeks. And guess what? It loves a bit of shade. Arugula prefers cooler temperatures and partial shade, especially during the hottest part of the day. When it comes to watering, arugula likes to play it cool and prefers consistently moist soil. However, be careful not to overwater, as this can lead to root rot and other problems. A good way to check if your arugula needs watering is to stick your finger about an inch into the soil. If it feels dry, it's time for a drink. Now, let's move on to something a little different. Beets. These earthy root vegetables are not only delicious but also incredibly versatile. And you might be surprised to learn that they can tolerate some shade. While beets prefer full sun, they can still produce a decent crop in partial shade, especially in warmer climates. The key is to make sure they get at least 4 to 5 hours of direct sunlight per day. When it comes to watering, beets like their soil to be consistently moist but not waterlogged. Aim to water deeply once or twice a week, depending on the weather conditions. And here's a little tip: mulching around your beet plants can help retain moisture and keep the soil cool. Last but not least, we've got carrots. These crunchy, sweet treats are a staple in many gardens, and for good reason. They're relatively easy to grow and can even tolerate some shade. While carrots prefer full sun, around 6 to 8 hours per day, they can still grow well in partial shade, especially during the hottest part of the day. Just keep in mind that carrots grown in shade might be a bit smaller than those grown in full sun, but they'll still be just as delicious. Now let's talk about watering. Carrots need consistent moisture to develop those long, straight roots we all know and love. Aim to water deeply once or twice a week, making sure the water reaches the roots, which can grow up to 2 feet deep. So there you have it. 7 easy vegetables that you can grow even if your garden doesn't get a ton of sunlight. Remember, even a little bit of shade won't stop you from enjoying the fruits of your labor. The most important thing is to choose the right vegetables for your space and give them the care they need to thrive. So go ahead, embrace the shade, and get planting. You'll be amazed at what you can grow, even in the most unexpected of places. And who knows, you might even discover a newfound love for gardening along the way. Tell us what you think in the comments, and like and subscribe. Happy gardening!